Hi folks, it's John Nizman from lastchanceaurostore.com. Today we're standing, I'm standing underneath or behind 1978 Volkswagen Westfalia camper bus or camper van. So I'd like to introduce you to Eileen. We're going to be performing quite a bit of work on this bus. So essentially our client has purchased this vehicle. It hasn't been on the road yet. He just had temporary plates to move the vehicle. There's quite a few issues, but not extreme. So Eileen originally came from the southern US, and we're quite impressed with the structural strength of the bottom side of this bus. So the common, what they refer to as the outriggers and jack posts, are in very nice condition. But we've got some issues going on that I think the camera can probably pick up, but we've got some body filler and heavy use of it in around the rear flares and so on. So basically what we've done is this 78 Westfalia has arrived at our facility. The transmission was disconnected at another garage. They had a problem getting it to roll, and it was engaged in a gear. There's something wrong with the clutch, and there's a couple of little oil leaks and a fuel leak. So we'll be looking into all that. So essentially what we've done is Eileen has been brought to us by a float. We brought it in and we did a visual or basic inspection. So now that we've done the basic inspection, we tried to adjust the valves, and there's some issues with broken screws. So we did a basic compression test to give us an idea of numbers, and 2 of the 4 cylinders are quite weak. This bus originally was a fuel-injected motor, but it's been converted to a carbureted, and we'll have a few little concerns we'll have to deal with in terms of heat tubes and some things that have been changed or modified for kind of, I wouldn't say a hack job, but a rougher job of converting from fuel injection to carbureted. So that's something we'll deal with as we do the restoration. So basically the stage we're at right now is we've done a basic inspection. So we'll be removing this engine from the bus probably the next day or 2. And then once the engine is removed from the vehicle, we'll do some further inspection. So I just want to share with you just on the underside here, because from the outside I don't know if the camera will be able to pick it up. But back here, and it's a very common area on the mid to late 70s Westphalias. These quarter panel areas were prone to rust and a lot of rust out and bubbling. So along here we have extreme use of body filler, and I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, but we have gauges that we use that measures the thickness from the paint to the metal, and it will not read anything from here all the way around. And on the back side, it looks like there's been some type of welding in the back, which I'm not exactly sure if it's from a collision or if it's a panel that's been put on top of a panel, but it's really thick. I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but all along the rocker panel, the bottom of the door, on the sliding door, and same thing on the driver's side, there's excessive use of body filler, not really smoothed out. So it's deceiving because the camera is probably making the body look really shiny and straight, but it's a little bit of an optical illusion because this has kind of got quite a big wave and it's ripply. So if we started to sand this, you would see quite a bit of wonky or wobbly bodywork. So we'll have to examine that to find out what they've done. But basically, you can see it's on our hoist right now, and what I really like, you can see the point that it's on the subframe, and this is considered the outrigger and the jack post. On most Canadian buses, not to pick on the Canadian ones, but they're generally completely rotted out or rusted through. Not only this bottom section where the jack goes in, because this is a main point to set your jack, to jack this bus up to replace a tire or to do some maintenance on, and that's why they refer to this as a jack post. And then this section is referred to as the outrigger, and you can see it's in quite nice shape. I'm not sure if that's better or worse with the light, but underneath structurally it appears to be very strong and in nice condition. So it's more of cosmetic that we have to be concerned about. And then something that's common on virtually all of the buses is underneath, and I think the camera can probably pick that up. This is the battery tray on the passenger side, and you can see we have quite a large rotted out hole in here, and then back here you can see it's also rotted through. So quite a bit of corrosion, but this is a common area that Westies or Westvalias rot out in, and that's that battery tray on the back section. Excuse me. A couple of other things, I think the camera will probably pick it up fairly easily. This type of painting on top of rust and damaged bumper kind of drives us crazy. You can see there's numerous dents. You can see there's been several layers of paint. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up though, but it looks like this has been painted, not treated properly, but it looks like probably anywhere from 4 to 6 coats of different layers of paint and different product. One white's reacting to the other. So for this bumper, if we're able to straighten this out, they do sell a decent aftermarket replaceable bumper. So that's probably something we'll look into with their client, because there's so many dents and wows in it. But one option might be, once this is sandblasted, we may be able to repair all of these big dents, but we have to make sure it's cost effective, because we don't want to be spending all kinds of time on the labor of this bumper if it might be more financially feasible just to replace it with a good quality back bumper. So basically when you come around this side, I believe the camera can pick this kind of stuff up, which you normally wouldn't see. So see this area right here. I'm not sure if the camera can get it, but that is a notorious, see those are rusted sections that sunk in. And if you look at the seam where the taillight lens all the way down here, if you follow this, you can see nothing is even. So there's something that's dramatically going on here, which I'm presuming is heavy rust underneath and body filler to try and fill it. But you can see that it's not smooth all the way across. We have some gaps here and up there. So there's a lot of visual things that are, because we couldn't get our machine to stick in this area either. So it appears that there's quite a bit of body filler hiding something, whether that's excessive rust, which is what I'm assuming, or perhaps previous collision work. So I'm not really sure, but we'll find out once we get working on this a little bit closer. The battery tray on this passenger side appears to be in decent shape, but once we do some sandblasting and cleaning, we'll be able to determine what's really going on there. We've got some kind of homemade bracket that we'll have to examine and see what the purpose of that is. So you can see the underside of this engine. There's lots of leaks. Okay, so you've got some seepage coming from the back here. You've got lots of seepage all through the heater box seeping down. So we're going to take a look at all that to see, but we'll be totally rebuilding this drive line. So in the next video, what we'll do is we'll share with you this engine will be disconnected from the transmission. We'll have the engine on a workstation, and then we'll share with you what will be required to do the rebuild on this. And then basically we'll give you updates as this build is continuing. So this is a 1978 Volkswagen Westfalia bus or camper van, and it's Eileen, and I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.